God is really in control. He really is. And you can see that outside if you look around and just creation, and that, God does things in routines. The sun comes up every morning. The leaves change and they fall, and the seasons are progressing. But God is still in control. And I want you to know that, in fact, a story that reminded me of is that in the Old Testament, the book of Job talks about suffering in a man, and he went through suffering that we can't even imagine, in losing so much. And so at the point of, at one point in that story, Job just shakes his fists at God, and he's like, God, why? Why has this happened? I have so many questions for you. And then God kind of flips it. It's in the chapters like maybe about 41 where you can start reading in Job, where God says, all right, hold on a second. I'm about to question you now. Who is it that does all these things? And then he lists all these things that God does. Who, births the deer, and the fawn is born in the woods, and nobody even, who is it that is Lord of the great blue whales that are swimming in the ocean, and God asks some questions of Job that actually reemphasize that God is really in control. And a second encouragement that I have for you this morning, if you're feeling like you're just down and you're feeling like you're suffering right now, I want you to remember that the world is really broken. Sometimes I think we forget this. We have to realize that this is a sinful, fallen, broken world. It's not perfect. And everything that we read, we can go back to the book of Genesis. That's where this really started, right? So Adam and Eve make a huge mistake, and they fall, they sin, they miss the mark. And everything changed after that point. And God even says it. He says, by the work and the sweat of your brow, now you're gonna live your life. And there's gonna be pain, and there's gonna be sorrow, and then there's gonna be hardship, and there's gonna be things that are really tough. And so even while we're feeling this suffering, I feel like it's an encouragement for us to be reminded that it's a broken world. Like this world that we live in is not perfect. And if you're suffering right now, if you're feeling isolated, I know many people right now may be watching because you're in quarantine, like you've been exposed, or maybe you're even positive with this virus. That alone emphasizes the point that the world's broken. There's sickness, there's death, there's cancer, there's these things in life that are gonna be broken. And at some point, I hope that encourages you just to state it. And I think that's helped me when I've really struggled in my life to just say, it's broke. That's the solution. That's the answer. The answer is that it's broke, right? And I hope that gives you some comfort here, is that number one, God is in control. But the world has revolted against him, and it's really broken. And the third and final encouragement that I really want to give you this morning is that Jesus really is the answer, right? Jesus really is the answer. And he's the answer for my life because, there's a holy God and a broken, fallen man. That's me. And Jesus is that bridge that bridges the gap. He makes a way for me to be with God. He makes a way for me to be in heaven eternally. He makes a way for me to make sense of all of this pain and all of this suffering. Everything we're going through, I want to encourage you that Jesus really is the answer. God really is in control. The world really is broken. But Jesus, God in the flesh, God in the form of man, really is the answer. And on the cross, he stretched out his arms in love, and he died the death that we deserve, right? And so I just want to encourage you, friend, that you need to be patient. If you're facing uncertainty right now and maybe your job or your finances, maybe in isolation because of your health and being exposed to someone, whatever you're doing today, God, Jesus is the answer for your suffering, okay? God's really in control. The world really is broken, but Jesus is that answer. And so I really hope that gives you some encouragement and comfort today. You know, the last thing I want to tell you about is that, like I said, this is the last episode of Tuesday Tea with Charlie G. At least for now. I've come to 30 episodes, 30 weeks with you. And so I just want to encourage you that I'm going to be moving on. I'm going to dive into an online blog where I'm going to begin to write out some of my encouragement. And so you can find that at charlesrgrimes.com. I'm going to start writing. I'm going to pour myself into the podcast and to the audio version of what we're doing. And I'm actually going to invest in the Encouragers United Facebook group. That's going to be a little bit different ministry, and so I would encourage you to look that up soon. There will be, it's a private group that you can gain access to, and we will be using that Encouragers United Facebook group to reach out and to provide you some encouragement specifically for teachers and educators and pastors and even parents and grandparents and perhaps even those in the public service. So police officers, nurses, EMS workers, firefighters. We want to reach out to you a little bit more specifically than what I can do here at the whiteboard. But I want to encourage you all, and I so thank you again. We're going to sing this great song out of here one more time, and we'll have a great week. I hope that you all are blessed today, and that you can be the light that you want to see in the world, right? That you are the light that you want to see in the world. So here we go. I say it's Tuesday tea with Charlie G. Spend some time with me. Tell me what you see. We'll have encouraging lessons, counting all of our blessings. It's Tuesday with Charlie. God bless you, everybody. Have a great day.